Hello, good morning, everyone. Today we will start with the poetry. I have already shared the poems in Google Classroom, as you know already. So let us start with the poem. Nissim Ezekiel's The Patriot, as it is written in Indian English. So we will do this first because it's not in difficult language. So you will be able to understand it better, I think. So let us do it first. Then we will do William Shakespeare's. Now, I told you last time, Nissim Ezekiel is an Indian English poet. This poem talks about patriotism and nationalism, as the title itself indicates the patriot. Now, you all know India is a peace loving country. And our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, is also known as Shanti Doot. Even Mahatma Gandhi was in favor of non-violence. Now, at present, you know, Russia and Ukraine are fighting with each other, indulge in war, which is affecting the whole world. So, this poem is very relevant at present as well. Nissim Ezekiel's The Patriot has been taken from his collection of poems titled as Very Indian Poem in Indian English. Okay, last time I told you what is the difference between Indian English and British English. Indians make use of repetition. Indians also use present continuous tense more than present tense. You will see throughout the poem these things. I am standing for peace and non-violence. Why world is fighting, fighting? Why all people of world are not following Mahatma Gandhi? I am simply not understanding. Ancient Indian wisdom is 100% correct. I should say even 200% correct. But modern generation is neglecting, too much going for fashion and foreign thing. Nissim Ezekiel in this poem wants to say that I stand for peace and non-violence as I am an Indian. You know, Modi ji as Prime Minister of India is also mediating to preserve peace and non-violence throughout the world. And so he is talking to Russia as well as Ukraine to stop the war. So he says, I am standing for peace and non-violence. Why world is fighting, fighting? Why all people of world are not following Mahatma Gandhi? As Mahatma Gandhi symbolizes non-violence. So he says, why people don't follow non-violence? Why the world is fighting, indulge in fighting? I stand for peace and non-violence. Ancient Indian wisdom is 100% correct. our ancient Indian culture and the wisdom inherent in our culture is 100% correct. I should say even 200% correct. But modern generation is neglecting, too much going for fashion and foreign thing. Though our ancient wisdom is 100% or 200% correct, but we have become so much westernized that the current generation is not following ancient Indian wisdom inherent in Indian culture. Rather, it's going for fashion and foreign products. Other day, I'm reading in newspaper. Every day, I'm reading Times of India to improve my English language. Now, the poet is reading newspaper, and what did he read in the newspaper? How one Gunda fellow throws stone at Indra Ben. Now he say, I read Times of India every day to improve my English language. But he is using present continuous tense. I am reading. Okay. See the whole poem. I am standing for peace, fighting, not following, not understanding. So throughout he has used present continuous tense, which is specialty of Indians. Indians use present continuous tense more than present tense. You see, you must have heard people saying that if you want to improve your English, you should read Times of India. So, Times of India is the most popular newspaper in English throughout India, you know. So he said, I am reading Times of India newspaper to improve my language, English language. I hope you are getting me. He said, how in the newspaper, what did he read? He read how one Gunda fellow throws stone at Indira Ben. Now, through this poem, he is talking about the time when Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister of India. Okay, Mrs. Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister of India. That time when she came to Mumbai, somebody threw stone at Indira Gandhi and her nose was broken and she has undergone surgery. Okay, so he is referring to that incident and he is telling how one Gunda fellow throws stone at Indira Ben must be student unrest fellow, I'm thinking. And he is just guessing that that Gunda fellow will be student who was not comfortable with himself. He was at unrest. Friends, Romans, countrymen, I'm saying to myself, lend me the ears. Okay. So he is saying, friends, countrymen, Romans, all please listen to me. Everything is coming. Regeneration, remuneration, contraception. Okay. Regeneration means progress. Remuneration means wages. Whatever work you do, in return to that, you get money, salary, wages, that is remuneration. Contraception means family planning. So he is talking about all those things. He said, everything is coming. Be patiently, brothers and sisters. So he says, you should not be at unrest. You should be patient. Be patiently, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters refers to all countrymen, that you should be patient. He mean to say that you should not indulge in you should not indulge yourself in violent activities, even if you are facing some problems at social front in the country. It may be unemployment, it may be lack of progress, lack of development, it may be increasing population, whatever. See, because of unemployment, increasing population, lack of social and economic development, people are facing so many problems. So when he is talking, everything is coming, regeneration, remuneration, contraception, he is referring to all these problems. He's saying everything is going to come, everything is going to happen. You will get see progress in social economic fields. You will also see, you will get wages for whatever work you do. And the family planning thing, you know, India is the second most populated country in the world. So family planning is also required for social and economic development. You want one glass lassi? Very good for digestion. With little salt, lovely drink. Better than wine. Now you know Nissim Ezekiel is not Hindu. He belongs to Jewish community. And still he is appreciating Indian culture as such, the Hindu culture. He said, you want one glass lassi? Very good for digestion. Do you want one glass lassi? He's asking. Rather, he is emphasizing that you should drink lassi because it's good for digestion. Little salt, if you mix little salt in it, it becomes a very lovely drink, better than wine. Now that I am ever tasting the wine, he said, no, I am not tasting the wine. I don't take wine. I am the total teetotaler, completely total. So he says that I am the teetotaler, complete, total teetotaler. So I don't take wine, but I say wine is for drunkards only. He says that wine is not for everyone, it's for drunkards only. What do you think of prospect of world peace? Now he's asking the question, what do you think about world peace? Future of world peace. Pakistan behaving like this, China behaving like that. It is making me very sad. I am telling you, really, most harassing me. All men are brothers, no? In India also. Gujaratis, Maharashtrian, Hindi walas, all brothers. Though some are having funny habits, still you tolerate me, I tolerate you. So when he is talking about world peace, you all are familiar as well that every other day we are facing problem as far as our relations with China and Pakistan are concerned. Okay, China and Pakistan disturbing India. You must have heard a lot many times in the news that China is trying to control LOC. Okay, China is attacking India. China wants to take over some part of India. Okay, Pakistan is fighting for Kashmir. India and China, Pakistan are fighting for Kashmir and all. So Pakistan behaving like this, China behaving like that. These type of news every day, almost every day you listen. So he said, all these news make me very sad, and I tell you, really, it's most harassing. Means all these types of news harass Indians because all people on this earth are brothers and sisters. In India also, though we are from different religion or different cultures, different languages, still we live with brotherhood. Okay, so he said all men are brothers. No, in India also Gujaratis, Maharashtrian, Hindi walas, all brothers, though some are having funny habits. Okay, so he is talking about tolerance, that India is a multilingual, multicultural country. Still, we live like brothers and sisters, means with fraternity. Feeling of fraternity is there. We tolerate each other. We may not like somebody's habits. Some are having strange habits, funny habits. So we may not like each other due to some habits, but still you tolerate me, I tolerate you. One day, Ram Raja is surely coming. You are going, and then it happens that some people leave India and go to other countries. So he is referring to that. He says, one day Ram Raja is surely coming. You are going, you are going to other country, leaving India, saying this is happening in India, that is happening in India, this is not there in India, that is not there in India. But one day, surely Ram Raja is coming. But you will visit again anytime, any day. I am not believing in ceremony. Always I am enjoying your company. He is referring to brain drain. Many people from India leave India and go to other countries for getting education, or they live permanently there and serve that particular country. So he says, mm, actually, he is indirectly telling, don't leave your own country. Whatever problems are there, everything will be solved. Okay, Ram Rajya will come. Still, he says, if you are going, you one day you will surely, any day, any time, you will surely visit your own country again. I don't believe in ceremony. I always enjoy people's company. What he mean to say? See, now also you must have seen people who have gone to Ukraine, okay, for medical studies or for other things. They are coming back to India because they are feeling insecure there. Okay. Similarly, during COVID also you must have heard that many countries are mm, removing the employees from their firm organizations in foreign countries as well. They are not keeping the foreigners, especially because every country prefers its own countrymen first. That is sure. Every state prefers its own citizens first. Okay, in Maharashtra, Maharashtrians will be preferred. In Gujarat, Gujaratis will be preferred. Correct? So all these things are happening for sure. Okay. So he says, one day you will visit again, anytime, any day. I don't believe in ceremony, but I always enjoy your company. Okay, so what it means? It means that you should stay in your own country and enjoy things as far as possible. Is it clear to you? I hope poem is clear to you. Okay, so this was regarding nationalism. If see, in a multicultural society, multilingual society, when we are talking about globalization, this also happens that we can't limit ourselves to our own country. We need to connect with other countries as well. Okay, at international level also we need to behave. So we need to accept each other. When he is talking about world peace, he is saying that only. He says that we all are brothers. No, see, all men are brothers. No, he mean to say that at world level or at national level or at state level, whatever, we need to maintain peace. We need to maintain non-violence, and we should prefer our own products. And that's why he says lassi is better than wine. Okay, because wine was not Indian product. Initially, it was brought to India by the foreigners, correct? And that's why he says ancient Indian wisdom is 100% correct, and I should say even 200% correct. But modern generation is neglecting too much, going for fashion and foreign thing. When he is talking about all these things, he mean to say that we should give preference to our own product. Okay, so he believes in Swadeshi. You you know, in India nowadays we are talking about make in India, correct? So actually he is referring to make in India. He is also now you must have heard when people are saying that medical studies are cheaper in countries like Ukraine, and that's why Indian students go to Ukraine. So what Modi ji has said, our Prime Minister Modi ji has said that we will make medical college in India only, so that our student need not go to Ukraine. Okay, yesterday Arvind Kejriwal, after a big win in Punjab, told that we want to build a new India, and we don't want our student to go to a country, small country like Ukraine, to study. Okay, we will make a new India where we will make so many medical colleges and engineering colleges, so that we, our students, don't need to go outside. So we need to stop brain drain by creating employment in our own country, so that our countrymen don't go to other countries for job. Okay, and that's why he's saying regeneration, remuneration, contraception, everything is coming. Now you know that student who has thrown stone at Prime Minister, then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, maybe that student may be facing the problem of unemployment, and that's why the student, out of frustration, threw stone at Indira Gandhi. Is it clear? So this may also happen. If you see now, this poem is satirical poem. The poet is laughing at Indians' habit of using present continuous tense instead of simple present tense. Okay. So Indians using English with which they are not very comfortable, still they make use of English language to learn and improve English language, and they speak wrong English. Okay, using present continuous tense. So he is laughing at Indians for the use of English. He is laughing at Indians for using foreign products, for following foreign culture, following foreign wisdom, going to foreign country for job. Okay. So he says our own product lassi is much better than wine, and wine is for drunkards only. We need to tolerate each other. So he is talking about ancient Indian culture which believes in peace, non-violence, tolerance, okay, and use of Swadeshi product. I hope it's clear to you. Students, are you getting me? Have you understood what I taught you? Anybody can tell me? Okay. Now I am explaining this with the help of notes which I have prepared for you. Okay. I'm opening the notes so that you can, I will be sharing the notes in Google Classroom, but before that I want to explain it to you so that you can learn properly for your exam. Can you see the screen? Okay. Now, Nissim Ezekiel, one of the great Indian English poets in the post-independent period, appears to be influenced by Gandhi intensely in his poem, The Patriot. He begins his poem like this, as I have already read, I am standing for peace and non-violence. And you know, Gandhi had stood for peace and non-violence, so he is actually following Mahatma Gandhi. Like Gandhi, Ezekiel desires to maintain peace and non-violence, raising voice against violence in his surrounding, the very Indian characteristic. Indians don't want violence in their day-to-day lives. You know, whenever there is a commotion on the road or in the neighborhood, generally it happens somebody tries to pacify it. Okay, but he is very much disturbed and shocked and unable to understand why the world is involved in fighting. The poet is confused why people don't follow Mahatma Gandhi and the ancient Indian wisdom inscribed in our scriptures. He says that modern generation is neglecting the ancient Indian cultures, its traditions, philosophy of love, truth, non-violence, simplicity, self-control, and running after fashion and foreign things. Thus, like Gandhi, the poet exhorts the common person to lead a simple life and to discard foreign things and accept Indian goods in their lives. The poet emphasizes that Indians should follow the principle of self control, simple living, and high thinking. They should avoid imitating Western civilization and follow Indian culture, which is absolutely correct. Okay. Gandhiji did a lot for the welfare of women and downtrodden and marginalized section of society and used to respect women a lot. The Nissim Ezekiel also expresses the same when he writes that he reads in a newspaper that one Gunda has thrown stone at Indraban. He thinks that the attacker will be undoubtedly a frustrated and misled student. Nissim Ezekiel is pointing out the way violence has entered the life of young students who can even attack someone like the then Prime Minister, woman Prime Minister Indira Gandhi out of depression, frustration, or misleading environment. The poet ironically states that he reads Times of India to improve his English to highlight the fact that Indians prefer English, the known native language, to Hindi, the language of the land. Throughout the poem, the poet has tried to express how Indians, especially the semi literate, write and speak wrong English. Like Gandhi, the poet is also aware that English has surpassed the Indian languages, and therefore a common Indian feels the requirement to improve his English. The poet then asked his friends, Romans, countrymen, to listen to him carefully, as so much is happening all over the world. He ironically asserts that regeneration, reform in moral and spiritual ideas, remuneration, payment, and reward for work or services, contraception, prevention of new ideas or contradiction in views is taking place, and therefore the brothers and sisters need to be patient in their conduct. They need to tolerate all these changes without being violent in their thought, action, and speech. Friends, Romans, countrymen, I am saying to myself, lend me the years, everything is coming. Regeneration, remuneration, contraception. Be patiently, brothers and sisters. Gandhiji has also been a teetotaler in his life, and so Nissim Ezekiel also says directly that our own product, lassi is better than wine, and he inquires if the reader wants one glass lassi, which is very good for digestion. If a little salt is added into it, it becomes a very good drink. He said that he had never tasted wine as he is a teetotaler. Teetotaler means one who doesn't take anything like tea, coffee, smoking, drinking, and all. Okay. He also utters emphatically the wine is for drunkards. So, like Gandhi, Nissim Ezekiel says youngsters should avoid intake of intoxicant absolutely. Then Nissim Ezekiel turns to the concept of world peace again, which was very much practiced by Gandhi in his lifetime for social welfare. He asked, what do you think of the possibility or vision of world peace in a scenario like where India, neighboring countries, Pakistan and China, are behaving in a rather different way as far as their relations with India are concerned? It makes the poet very sad and he feels harassed that the international relations are not good. The poet inquires, when all men are brothers, why do they forget brotherhood and fraternity? In India, also, people should understand that Gujaratis, Maharashtrian, Hindi walas, all are brothers, even though they may have some funny, strange habits, still one tolerates other. Thus, the poet opines that differences in behavior within the country and the world must be tolerated for peaceful atmosphere. Ezekiel is propagating Gandhi's principles of peace, brotherhood, tolerance, and good interpersonal relations. The poet, like Gandhi, wanted to establish Ram Rajya in India too, and it shows that we are tolerant towards each other in all stages of our lives in its various aspects and activities. Then it is certain that the long cherished dream of Ram Rajya will be fulfilled in near future. Now, next, the poet talks about the love for motherland in the backdrop of brain drain. What is brain drain? When we leave our own country and go to other country for studies, for job, for staying permanently. Ezekiel is shocked that people are going abroad, leaving their own country. He laughs at such Indians, but is sure that one day they will visit again at any time and any stage of their life. He is actually indirectly hinting at the problems faced by the immigrants and their desire to come back to their own land as they suffer from nostalgia. Identity crisis, alienation, dislocation, and experience exile. When you go to other countries, you face so many problems like identity crisis, dislocation, alienation. You remember your own country, your own home, and become homesick. He assures that he doesn't believe in ceremonial talks and events but enjoys the company of his countrymen. The poet is not able to understand the psychology of the people in general and also of the peoples engaged in violent activities. Thus, Ezekiel, like Gandhi, talks about respect and equality for all religions, castes, creeds, and languages, and tolerance for individual and cultural differences in our overall conduct to avoid disturbance in our personal and social lives. A sense of patriotism prompts the poet to look within and think of the country and world peace. He also exposes the depravity, corrupt mind, okay, which instead of understanding true Indian spirit and the ancient Indian culture, hankers after Western culture. Thus, the poem by Nissim Ezekiel is an experiment with self seeking as an individual and as a collective whole. From the above discussion, it can be analyzed that Nissim Ezekiel seems to be influenced by Gandhi and it is a strong reminder to everyone in the present era as well as in the coming era that truth, non-violence, and Sarvadharm Sambhav are Sarvadharm Sadbhav are eternal. Hence, it is indeed the specific need of the hour to incorporate these values in our lives to lead a healthy life and to build a healthy society to get rid of various maladies like excessive materialism, violence, frustration, drug addiction, wars, communalism, besides indifference and apathy in relations. Otherwise, the day is not much far ahead, and we will be repenting on our deeds for not listening to Gandhi or even Nissim Ezekiel. Because it is said, the future depends on what you do today. Okay, and that's why all nations of the world are worried when Russia and Ukraine are indulged in war, because it will not only affect the two countries, the people of the two countries, the development and economy of the two countries, but it will affect the globe. The whole world will be suffering because of the after effects of the world war or the war between the two countries. Okay, you must have heard Narendra Modi ji saying yesterday after BJP's win victory in the 4 states of India that because of the war going on between Russia and Ukraine, we will see the impact of rising price on our lives. Okay, so everybody, including Gandhi and Nissim Ezekiel, wants peace, non-violence, Sarvadharm Sadbhav. Okay, and we should avoid, as far as possible, indulging in non-violent violent activities. We should avoid indulging ourselves in violent activities, physical attack, physical injuries, and try to keep the feeling of fraternity and brotherhood alive. Then only we can live our life peacefully. We can build a healthy society. Okay. So this was regarding the poem. I hope you must have understood the poem. Okay. Now let me talk a little about Nissim Ezekiel. Though I have Nissim Ezekiel, so I am sharing screen so that you can see who is Nissim Ezekiel.